told him you never know.
You never knew.
Back in June, it was accidental. And
how was it accidental?
I got this new batch of mushrooms, and I hadn't taken them before, and it was, you know, I normally intermittent fast. I usually don't eat until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll just have my coffee in the morning. But this day I woke up and I had some breakfast. So I ate breakfast. It's coming to about 11:30. I've got a podcast at 1. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a little, try out these mushrooms. So I just had one. Just had one of them. They were kind of big though. But I have a solid relationship with the fungi, so I wasn't too worried about it. So I ate one. I had to go run some errands, and then I was going to come back, get ready for this podcast. So I eat one. I go run the errands. I come back. I'm like, you know, I'm not really feeling anything, you know? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eat another one. I'm going to get a workout in. I'm going to get done, and I'm going to go do this podcast. It'll be perfect. So I eat the other one. I go and do my workout. And I finish my workout. I'm starting to like prepare for this podcast. And all of a sudden I'm like descending into myself. Like I'm walking around the house and I'm looking at all this stuff I have to do and clean and areas I need to tidy. And then my mind's going to the emails I was supposed to send. And then I'm like, oh God, I got this podcast. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm about to go on a trip here. And I'm descending down. I can feel like the feeling tone as I'm descending down into myself. And I'm sitting there looking at my computer. I'm like, I'm really about to trip now. So I'm like, I have to just surrender to this. I go put my yoga mat down on the floor in my living room, and I just lay down. And I'm sprawled out. I close my eyes and I open my eyes, and the ceiling is this fractalized kaleidoscope that's just starting to fucking move. And I'm like, whoa. And I'd close my eyes and I would see 2 entities came into my view. It was a masculine entity and a feminine entity. And the masculine entity looked like this fucking abstract cobra, and it was just dive bombing me. And it was like analyzing me. And just aggressive, like on me. And then I could feel this feminine energy just like fucking moving through my body. Like scanning me for all these places that I hold shit for myself. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I just want to be anywhere but right here. I want to get up, I want to run, I want to go somewhere else. I just want to be anywhere but right here. And this voice came into my head and it said, there's nowhere to go until you surrender to where you're at. And I was like, and I just totally let go. And it morphed into this fucking, I was dancing with these cobras in this fucking golden palace of my being that was just infinite. And I came out of this thing. It was probably like 2 or 3 hours, you know, and I just kept breathing and I was so uncomfortable at times. But just I released and I surrendered completely to it when that voice came in. Because that was really powerful to me, you know. That's something that, you know, that's like a martial arts partner for me. Thinking I gotta be somewhere and then always just being able to bring it back. There's nowhere to go until you surrender to where you're at. We're constantly trying to get over there. How can you get there when you haven't acknowledged where your feet are right here, right now in front of you? It was a profound thing, and you saying that, rushing to nothing, I've thought that a lot. It's a big... You know, Alan Watts talks about something. You can't really do anything until you do nothing.
You ready?